Good morning. Welcome to my Wednesday devotional. As you know, we are covering Esther, the book of Esther, and we are in chapter 1. First of all, I just want to say happy spring, happy March, my favorite month. Mainly because, well, partly because it's my birthday on St. Patty's Day, of course, but St. Patrick's Day. That's my favorite holiday. Everyone's just having a great time and fun, and the beginning of spring and spring training for baseball. What else? There's just a lot of neat things going on. And Esther is the perfect time because that's when this takes place. And so what better time than to cover Esther, right? It's just a fun story, just beauty and happy things. So I just want to say happy March. I'm really excited. And I'm still indoors because I like doing my verses on the board. So but I might do some outdoor stuff. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It's right now it's still kind of cloudy and still a little bit cool, but hopefully it'll be warming up soon out here in the DC area. So we shall see, especially if the flowers start coming up. I don't know. All right, so we're on Esther 1. Today we are on verses 9 through 11. All right, let me go ahead and read it to you first. Verse 9. At the same time, Queen Vashti was giving a banquet for the women in the royal palace of Xerxes. Okay, so remember last week, recall the king was giving a party for the workers, essentially, because it only lasted 7 days. The previous party was 6 months for all of his noblemen, military, the upper class, or whatever you can want to say. But now this is a week-long party, but it's more for his workers, and that's still nice, you know. I mean, people do have to go back to work, so even 7 days is quite a party. All right, so now begins where Queen Vashti was deposed, and so we're gonna begin of the part where, how did Queen Esther come into the story? Because right now Queen Vashti is the queen, the king's queen. So all right, so she's going to be getting deposed here very quickly. And starting with verse 10. All right, on the 7th day of the feast. So, you know what, that's a lot. Remember, Queen Vashti has gone through 6 months of parties and then an additional week. And now she's on the 7th day. So we got to give her a little bit of a break. She might be really tired. Who knows? All right, so on the 7th day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, aka he's drunk. Okay, so he told 7 his eunuchs who attend who attend on him. These are hard names to say. Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Abatha, Zethar, and Carcass. What a name, right? Sorry, I know I probably chopped that all up. Verse 11, to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. Okay, so what are the points here? Okay, so first of all, as I just said, she's already on day 7 of her feast. Okay, so she's probably pretty tired, and an additional on top of the 6 months that just happened. So Xerxes, the king, he was still in high spirits. He was still drunk. No big surprise there when you're partying nonstop, because the wine is made clear. So he had his eunuchs to go get her. Okay, so that's there's a small point in there, a very small point. He had 7 eunuchs. He didn't have women go. He didn't have her relatives. I don't know. But it's interesting that it's eunuchs, so which means nothing's going to happen. So it protects her honor. That was very important back then, and that's something you don't see now. Where it's all about protecting the honor of his wife. Okay, so that's interesting. That's a small point, but it's still interesting. All right, so to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. Now, there's been some theories out there, and I'm not even going to repeat it because I really don't like it, and I had to facilitate this author that was covering Queen Esther. She had a theory. It's really disgusting. I don't want to say what it is, but I'm just going to stick with what the Bible says, okay? that they bring her with him with a royal crown. I'm going to assume that she's got her royal robes on and just, put the crown on because she's at a party. It just makes sense, okay? So I'm just going to go with that, but I know there's other theories out there. All right, but I stick with the Bible because, that's just the safest thing to do. All right, he wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze upon her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. Okay, so that's the explanation given. That basically, the way I'm reading it, is that he just wanted to show off his wife. She was beautiful. Why not? He was a wealthy guy, if I previously discussed, the fanciest decorations, the finest stuff. I mean, he was incredibly wealthy, right? So of course he's gonna have like Miss America or whatever you want to call it, a beauty queen as a wife, and who's gonna be the queen, right? That would make total sense to me. It's understandable. Actually, it kind of, this story makes me think of the Trumps, Mr. President Donald Trump and his wife Melania, who I think is absolutely gorgeous. And that's kind of what this makes me think of. Not what happens later, but just the fact that she was beautiful and he had a lot of money, why not? I mean, he's got the money. It's all true. That's just the way it is. And some women, nowadays get offended by this, I had, when I was doing the in-person teaching on this with another situation, the students in my class were really offended. Why didn't the king ask her directly? Okay, well, there is that, yeah. That would make me happy, direct conversation. Also, I think another comment was, well, why are there men leering at her or something? And I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't quite like that, because he did ask for 7 eunuchs to go, it's like an army of eunuchs. They're eunuchs, nothing's going to happen, to go get her, So it sounded, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. You guys can tell me, comment on here, because I got a lot of flack for this. I don't think it's as bad as it sounds right now in 2023. I think it sounded honorable. There were eunuchs, and they were going to go get her and, bring her along. And to me, it sounds like bodyguards, doesn't sound like any of the men are going to touch her, or that was the intention. It sounds to me like the Bible specifically says gaze. Doesn't sound like they're going to reach out and touch her or something, It sounds to me like he just wanted to show off, he had this beautiful palace, just wanted to show off his beautiful wife. Why not? I don't know. Maybe I'm just coming from my middle class background here. He's paying for the party. All you have to do is stand there and look pretty. Just stand there and smile. I don't see it as a big deal, but I know, like I said, the students in my class got really upset when I said that, and they don't think so. But I think, in my opinion, when it comes to these upper class people, that you're talking money that I can't even imagine. So it's a different attitude, and with the amount of money that they got, what's the big deal? As long as she's appropriately dressed, of course, and she's behaving herself, and all she's doing is just walking up and down the runway like we see all the supermodels do. What's the big deal? I don't know, but anyway, so you guys can comment and tell me what you guys think, because this was kind of an issue, and you're going to find out what her reaction is, and it's not happy. It kind of goes along with, in my opinion, the beginning of feminism. What a reaction is. So we shall see next week. But in the meantime, happy March. This is my favorite time. So I even heard birds singing yesterday when I was stepping out the door, and I was like, yay, spring is here. So spring is sprung. So now we can ask ourselves, is it okay remember, he's a wealthy man. Now, in our middle class scenarios, we might have a different idea, and again, just depends on how it's done. I think there was a lack of communication. I'll give Vashti a little bit of that, but I will be asking you, as the story rolls forward, do you want to be an Vashti or Esther? We're going to see how Esther handles things. So, anyway, she's obviously going to be the heroine of our book. So, anyway, just think about that. I hope you guys have a great and blessed week. And thank you for watching. Please definitely subscribe, like, comment, share. I just want to get the word out. This is an exciting story. So I know we're moving really slow, but I just really want to marinate on each verse, and I hope you enjoy watching this with me. All right, thanks a lot, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.